Shalom, everyone, or should I say Shabbat Shalom. That is what this week's episode is about. I am going to walk you through a lot of what I do on Friday nights. Now, full disclosure, Friday night services were not something my family particularly did. We went 1 year when it was required for my brother's bar mitzvah. But generally speaking, we might say the prayer over the wine at home, but that's about it. Or the challah. You will not see everything that I do on Friday nights for a couple of reasons. Some of it is actually, covered by copyright laws. I sing the Sabbath prayer from the Fiddler on the Roof soundtrack and the Fiddler on the Roof play, but obviously the people who wrote that own that. As well, I've already pre-cut the slice of challah, just because I didn't really think me sitting here cutting bread is all that interesting. But before we get into all of that, tarot card of the week. It's going to be backwards. I'm sorry. It is. So, this is what she looks like. Or they look like. It looks like. Whatever you want to call it. Okay. So, according to my little sheet of helpfulness, this is the Magician. And the artwork itself is Rahav stands by the burning city, power emanating from them. If it is upright, it represents manifestation, resourcefulness, confidence, power, inspired action, or skill. If it is reversed, it stands or represents manipulation, poor planning, untapped talent, or arrogance. So that is the tarot card of the week. Now, into my Friday night. So, first things first, I wanted to share something with all of you. So it was tradition, or is tradition, in my family for my Bubby and Zadie, so my grandma and grandpa on my dad's side of the family, to buy the talit, or prayer shawl, for the B'nai Mitzvah. So that's my brother and two of my three older cousins. My third older cousin did not have a bat mitzvah. So my synagogue had us create our own talit. So my Zadie took me to a store and bought my kippah and the bag for my talit. So this is the bag for my talit. And so this is what they actually bought me. The back is nothing fancy. And then here is my kippah. So this goes just, right on my head. It's really hard to feel it sometimes, so I have to really, hope it doesn't fall. I don't like when it falls because, it's not supposed to. And then here is my talit. I'm going to take my kippah off while I show off my talit so it doesn't go flying. Keep in mind, I was 12 and 13 when I made this, so be a little bit kind. So here is my prayer shawl. I'm all about symmetry, so my two sides look identical because that is who I am as a person. So there is a prayer you can say when you put on a talit. I don't particularly feel the need to do that, so I will literally just go on and put on my talit like so. Then the kippah is just gonna go on my head. And then you guys are going to have to. This is my altar, or at least a little bit of my altar that you can see. I'm not taking you through my altar today. Please ignore the sound in the back. I'm not so worried about you guys seeing me, so you guys can see the altar, and that's kind of all that matters as I drop one of my plants. So this isn't really a go through my altar video, but you guys need to see my altar in order for this all to work. So, this, by the way, is the siddur that I work out of most of the time. I got this as a gift for confirming my Jewish education in 2011. You would think I'd remember what page I need to go to. I don't. 120. Okay. I can do that. Okay. So, the first thing I do is I light the candles. So, this is really hard to do when I'm this far away. We'll see how I do. Okay. And of course, the very first match I use is a complete and total dud. Why wouldn't it be? There we go. Fire. Okay. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. If any of my fire would like to actually work, that would be fantastic. Are these candles completely duds? Because I'm going to lose my mind if that's the case. These candles are complete duds. Because, you know, that is just what I needed from today. That's fine. I got a whole bunch. And I'm sure you're probably thinking, hey, Orit, why don't you just, I don't know, cut? And the answer is that if I want to give you guys an authentic look at how I handle this, you should get an authentic look at how I handle this. Let's try this one more time. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. Ooh, another one died. Okay. Got my candles up and going. And after I say the prayer over the candles, there are 2 readings. I only do one of them, and it's, as these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Yisrael who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light. So then, get a glass of wine, or grape juice, or whatever you feel like getting a glass of. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam borei pri hagafen. Amen. So then, Sorry. I wanted to confirm that I was on the right page. So then there is another reading that I like, and it's, where has this week vanished? Is it lost forever? Will I ever recover anything from it? The joy of life, the unexpected victory, the realized hope, the task accomplished. Will I ever be able to banish the memory of pain, the sting of defeat, the heaviness of boredom? On this day, let me keep for a while what must drift away. On this day, let me be free of the burdens that must return. On this day, Shabbat, abide. Help me to withdraw for a while from the flight of time. Contain the retreat of the hours and days from the grasp of frantic life. Let me learn to pause, if only for this day. Let me find peace on this world, on this day. Let me enter into a quiet world on this day. On this day, Shabbat, abide. There are other readings in this book. Sometimes I choose to read them, sometimes I don't. It really is highly dependent. And then, sorry, I'm just hunting for something. I really should have tabbed my book better. Okay, so next up is the hamotzi, which is for the bread. So it's Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam chamotzi lechem min haaretz. And I did that one from memory because I don't remember where it is in my book. Next up, this is something that I'll often sing. And it's one of those things that you can kind of sing for as long as you need to feel like you're getting what you need out of it. Also, before I forget, let me eat my bread that I just prayed over. Okay. So, sorry. Hine ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. And what that means is, how good and pleasant is it that brothers and sisters dwell together? Which is a little bit ironic if you knew my relationship with my brother. But, you know, it is what it is. Okay. So then, what we're gonna do is the Shema. Now I am gonna turn you back to me for the Shema. Hi y'all, what's up? Been a while. So one of the synagogues that I grew up going to did the Shema with sign language. It is just about the only sign language I know, and it is probably not 100% accurate. But it is habit, so I wanted you guys to see me as I do it. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu And then we get into something called the Ve'ahavta, which sounds long and complicated. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום. We're gonna backtrack. Okay, so next up is the Ve'ahavta. It is in Hebrew, and I am still a little bit rusty, so please forgive me. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננת לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכלך בדרך ובשוכמה ובקומך וקשרתם לאו על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך ובטבתם במזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשים את כל מצוות. I'm going to stop there before I embarrass myself further. One of the reasons why I wanted to include this, besides the fact that I do in fact say it every Friday night, not that you would know it from my atrocious pronunciation, but it's because I want you guys to feel comfortable with the idea that you don't have to be perfect at something, especially not right away. So, I clearly struggle with this, and this is something that I have said. Sorry, I just had to shift position. Every single week for the majority of my childhood, and I still can't do it. So, I don't want you guys to feel like any sort of way about that. So next up is something that I do usually do. It's the Hashkivenu. However, the version that I typically sing is owned by a composer, and so I am going to skip it for now. But it is something that I would typically be doing. Okay, next up is a little bit more praying. This is a prayer that is typically done standing up with a lot of bowing. Because I now pray at my altar, which I'm going to turn y'all back to because you really don't want to be seeing me. Because I now pray at my altar, I typically will not stand for this prayer, even though, technically I probably should be. Adonai safatafitach ufi agita hilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips so my mouth may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Chasei Avot V'ima'ot, Uvmin Gulal, B'nei Lehem, Lama Shemo B'Ahava, Melech Ozer U'Mashiach U'Magen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, V'ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechei Hakol Atah Rav L'Hashia, Morid Hatah. There is more to that prayer. I typically stop there anyways, just a personal choice. So some of you might have been very confused by that prayer, even if you know Jewish prayers, because along with the fathers, the prayer mentions the mothers, and there's 4 mothers to 3 fathers. That is because this is a Reform Judaism book, And so we represent our matriarchs as equally as our patriarchs. This is also shown in my Hebrew name, for example. So I introduced myself as Orit, which is not incorrect, but it is not complete. My complete Hebrew name is Orit Bat Yisrael Akiva Ve-Shoshana. So it's Orit, which is me, Bat, which means daughter of, Yisrael Akiva is my father's Hebrew name, Shoshana is my mother's Hebrew name. So it's Orit, daughter of Yisrael Akiva, and Shoshana. In conservative and Orthodox circles, you wouldn't typically include the mother's name, but as I practiced Reform Judaism, that is the version that I choose. That is sort of where I typically end. I might take some time for meditation or thought or prayer. There's some more readings. Like I said, I usually will do the Shabbat prayer from Fiddler on the Roof. It does change week to week depending on what I need. But that is basically it, guys. Thank you for bearing with me. I know it was a much longer video than usual. As always, please feel free to ask questions. I am here to answer any and all questions you might have, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.